For Conlangers, topology is a useful tool that may get overlooked because we're so excited to get to the fun parts of language creation. Oh, what sounds will I have? What's the grammar? What can I do to confuse learners into thinking this is a legit fantasy world? Kidding. But topology, if taken into consideration at the beginning of a project, can make a language all the more holistic and realistic. The purpose of topology in linguistics is to categorize languages in order to understand their structure and how they behave. This is useful for linguists because they can spot cross-linguistic patterns. They can assume features of one language because a related language has the same features. These are called implicational universals. In other words, if a language has feature A, then it will most likely have feature B. Also, some languages don't have certain features because the inclusion of another feature can cause the first to be irrelevant or such a large exception to the rule the speakers wouldn't take to it naturally. One typological category in linguistics is tonality. This may seem like common sense because having one tone indicates having another to contrast. So simplistically, tonality in language is a binary. Either a language has tones or it doesn't. But including tone in a language comes with other factors that need to be considered. How many tones are there? Does one tone affect another tone when placed side by side? How does tone affect vowel length or word stress? If the language is agglutinative, the number of syllables in words can change. What happens to the tones then? Is tone represented in the orthography? How do you do that? So understanding a language's typology will lead down a path to fleshing out all parts of the grammar, phonetics, and maybe even the culture of the speakers. A language's word order is another primary typological category. And the first question is whether the word order is fixed or not. Some languages are synthetic, meaning affixes are added to words in order to signify their function, so word order isn't restricted. When it is, the most common word orders are subject, object, verb, and subject, verb, object, but no word order is technically impossible, like object, subject, verb. But if this is your choice, don't do it without reason and without considering the consequences you'll face when developing the rest of the grammar. One area that conlangers can get overexcited about is phonology. We like to jump to include certain sounds because they sound cool, but don't skip the basics. Like, all languages have both consonants and vowels. Nobody's trying to make a total consonant conlang, right? Right? At least I hope not. How about this? All languages have at least 3 vowels. Usually a, e, and u. And if more, they tend to be symmetrical. It wouldn't make sense for a language to have, say, front vowels only. Phonemes need to have contrast to carry meaning, so it would make sense for any front vowel to have a corresponding back vowel. In English, think beat versus boot, let versus lot. One basic question to consider when developing a language's phonology is how many phonemes should there be? Some of us might want the challenge of working with a limited inventory, while others might love too many sounds. The smallest known inventory is 11 phonemes, and the largest is 141. Most languages, 70%, however, have inventories that fall in the range of 20 to 37 phonemes, with the cross-linguistic mean being 31 phonemes. But it's interesting to note that no relationship has been found between the number of vowels and the number of consonants. A large number of one doesn't imply a large number of the other, and vice versa. So a language with 3 vowels and 50 consonants wouldn't be impossible, per se. When studying topologies, I definitely recommend the World Atlas of Language Structures, where you can compare the relationship tendencies between languages, or just nerd out on how many languages have uvular consonants. This has just been a surface introduction to linguistic topology, but I hope to do more in the future. Please like and subscribe, and if there's ever a topic you'd like more info about, don't hesitate to leave a comment or suggestion. See you next time.